Hi folks, here's another one for the box. I can off of these buzzers a couple of years ago. I plugged away with them and I wasn't doing an awful lot with them. And just recently I picked them up again and tied them in some different sizes. This one it's in the vise is a B175 size 10. But I'll tie them right down to size 16. And I've had reasonable success with them. But this size 10 one is really good for anchoring down a three set of buzzers, maybe size 12 and then size 16 up near the surface, so that will anchor them down and hold them down anchor at their level rather than riding up in the water. So you'll have this at the tail at whatever depth you set, then your next buzzer, then your next buzzer, and you know they're at that depth in the water. Hence I've started tying one of these bigger sizes. Anyway, this one that I tie is just a red and black buzzer, in honesty, and we use epoxy resin to emphasise it. So a B175 size 10, and it's a ultra 140 thread, because I've moved for using a very extreme fine thread, because you want to build up the body slightly here in a slight taper, and it takes so long with a fine thread. So all I've done is tie in a piece of red flexi, and you stretch it as you tie in so it don't make it too thick at the bottom here, and then go back up. You don't need to go in close turns because you're going to be ribbing that body with that red. So go back up to the head, and then we want to have a wee taper. So now build the head up, and the size of the thorax is entirely up to yourself, but I like a reasonable size thorax. So just back down a wee bit and then back up again, just to build up a taper up to the head, because that's the shape of the buzzers, isn't it? They're fine at the bottom and taper to the head. There's so many tines out there for buzzers, and so many fishermen will say, well, this is the be-all and end-all. I've just found that you've got to have a good selection of types, sizes in your box, and then you can chop chines till you find out the exact size that they're wanting, the exact colour. Now, you've got that now. What you want to do is stretch it as you're winding it, just at the beginning. And as you go up the body, you release the tension slightly, so you can get a more pronounced body, a more pronounced segmented body. But just release the tension slightly. Nice even spaces up to the back of the thorax, and then tie it off. And that's the body completed. I'll just get another couple of turns there, because just time my luck, I don't do it right and it rankles out when I cut it. So stretch it to cut it. Now and this one I'm going to be putting in some white cheeks. You can have them with orange cheeks, yellow cheeks, whatever you've got, because you can buy this flexi floss in all colours. No, that's it there, Uniflex. I'll get it here so you can see it. That's it. Uniflex Flexi Floss. It's quite handy for doing these types of buzzers. It says knocking about with, what do you call it, goose bites and stuff like that, because they can be tricky when they come brittle. Right, just look that line over it, and so that you can get this into the position you want it in. You want the breathers coming from underneath and up towards the front of the fly. So just tie it in and build up the thorax. Leave them there and build the thorax up. I'll just hold them back out of the way. because I want to build this up a wee bit. A wee bit more. Right, and get your flexi-floss, get the one that's tied for this side, and pull it out, and pull it up. And it comes through the bottom up the way. Tie it in. And the same with this one, comes through the bottom up the way. Tie it in. And just to make sure they're alright, just give them one bit recheck. Now you see that one slipped to it. One of them slipped to it. Just let me check what one it is. There's two of them slipped to it actually. So let's tie it again. Come for the back. I'm going to go back a wee bit because I want to elongate them a bit slightly longer. I think they're a wee bit too short. I think that'd be a better position. That's better. They were just a wee bit too short there. And then let's have a look at this one, get it up. That's what was wrong. They were just a wee bit too short in the thorax. So that's cured it. Catch them in. Couple of chugs. Oh, it's rippled out again. Bloody hell, what's going on? Anyway, let's cut that bit off because it's annoying me. Right. Just tie them in. Make sure they're in the right position where you want them. That's them. And lift them up, and stretch them, and snip them off. And then I've got finish to finish, and that'll be us. Except for one very important thing that you must do. You'll either need to varnish these, or the reason they call them epoxy resin buds is because most people use epoxy resin. I've got some epoxy resin here, bug off. Bug off, I think they call it bug off or whatever. It's quite good. It's not that expensive. So I put a nice double in the head. Put a nice double in the head. Turn it round, get it underneath. A nice double, and harden that one off first. Just harden it off. There's a wee bit of stuff sticking out of it there. You'll see it in the camera because it's up very, very, very tight to the camera. And let's get another wee drop of it. You don't need a lot, just to do the body. You can see how it brings out the black and red on the body. And then put a wee bit more in the head, just to emphasise the head. My famous, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't torch. There's a wee thing hanging down there, I don't know what that is. No, it's not there now, that's that way. Anyway, they're easy to tie, these buzzers, and you can get them doing, I think I'm doing to size 16s. And as I said, these ones in size 10s are good for anchoring your cast down and holding it at the depth, because they're pretty heavy, especially when you've got the epoxy resin on them. And that's it, folks. And I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.